All right, welcome in everybody. I did a typo. All right, we're doing our first. This is a monumental occasion and monumentous. I never know the difference. Is one of them. This is the inaugural occasion. We'll just say that's the first time we're doing a news story with my screen recorder, and it's new. It's different. I love it. All right, so we just got to pick a news source here. Let's do the AP since Trump doesn't like the AP news, and they just want a court case saying they have to be returned to the press pool in the White House. So should do this shit on Donnie Dumbass a little bit. Mute this tab so we don't get any audio. I don't want that video to play. I guess that's a video. Yeah, it is. Trump says he wants to imprison U.S. citizens in El Salvador. Of course, it's likely illegal. That's human trafficking. We have prisons here. Fucking animal. Look at that animal. So I'm glad I can react to things on my screen. I have to just show bullshit like me driving a train on a video game. Look at these animals. Look at these bloated fucking ugly pieces of shit. Donald Trump and Bukele are one of these. Look, you see nothing in their heads. It's zero IQ shit. Look at that. Don't have two brain cells to rub together. Just dead fucking stupid eyes. President Donald Trump on Monday reiterated that he'd like to send U.S. citizens who commit violent crimes that you think is violent crimes. Here's another fact for you assholes, you idiots who can't read simple news reports. 90% of the people, 75 to 90% of the people sent to El Salvador have no criminal record at all. Violent crimes, my ass. Motherfucker, in order to, and I don't say excuse my language, I don't apologize for any of this shit. If language offends you, I don't know what you're even doing still in this world. Like, cause they're way bigger fish to fry than a guy cursing on YouTube. Like, this ain't for you, and you will not survive. But this fucking guy, man, let's just move on. Let me just move on before we get on a torrent or a tangent about just this related things. But let's just try to stick to this article. Just try to get through it, cause I'm just pissed. This is bullshit. It's un-American fucking behavior. And it's just animal behavior. This is uncivilized fucking behavior. Trump's administration has already deported immigrants to El Salvador's notorious mega prison CCOT, known for its harsh conditions. The president, I'm not even calling him that again, this animal, has also said his administration is trying to find legal ways to ship U.S. citizens there too. When this guy get in shape? You be president of this country, you need to fucking look good. You look like shit. That's what's representing us? His lapel is crooked? You fucking animal? Look like shit, motherfucker. Wrinkled suits, untailored. What an undignified scumbag. Ew. Trump on Monday insisted these would be just violent people, implying that would be. That's what I was going to say. The point a minute ago. In order to have a competent immigration policy, you have to have competent people running it. Donald Trump and Tom Homan are 60 IQ idiots. And of course they can't don't have the ability to look over people's actual criminal records. All you see is a brown person, you round them up, you ship them to El Salvador. Just because they have a fucking autism awareness tattoo. Or a Real Madrid tattoo. Or a Chicago Bulls outfit. I'm sick of this fucking shit. This is garbage fucking behavior. This isn't America. I had so much more faith in this country than this bullshit. You dragged us all the way to hell. Donnie dumbass. Look at him. Look at this idiot. Look at that man. That's a president to you? That's a smart man to you? Man, how dumb are you people? Who raised you people? Thank God I was raised right. It was born with a good brain. I see right through these fucking assholes. You people can't see it. Trump on Monday insisted, well, I guess Nazis can't see. You cannot see. Trump on Monday insisted these will be violent people, implying they would be those who are already convicted of crimes in the United States, though he also floated it as a punishment for those who attacked Tesla dealerships to protect the administration and his patron billionaire Elon Musk. What a joke. Un-American fucking behavior. But it would likely violate the U.S. Constitution for his administration to send any native-born citizen forcibly into overseas prison. Indeed, like the fact that we've been having this conversation is infuriating. You let America get to this point, you people are scum. Indeed, it would likely even violate a provision of a law Trump himself signed during his first term. Isn't that ironic? Here's a look at the notion of sending U.S. citizens to prison in a foreign country, why it's likely not legal and some possible legal loopholes. If it's legal to do with immigrants, why not citizens? Immigrants can be deported from the United States while citizens cannot. Yeah, what do you do? What do you deport a citizen of the United States? Fucking retards. Deportation is covered by immigration law, which does not apply to U.S. citizens. Shocking! I know it's probably a lot of your first time hearing this. You've never even looked at the Constitution. A lot of you probably can't even fucking read. Part of being a shocking number of Americans can't even read and write. Part of being a citizen means you cannot be forcibly sent to another country. Immigrants can be removed, and that's what's been happening in El Salvador. The country is taking both its own citizens that the United States is sending, as well as those from Venezuela and potentially other countries that would not take their own citizens back from the U.S. The Venezuelans sent there last month had no opportunity to respond to evidence against them or to appear before a judge. Bro, you just rob these people of due process and send them to the worst human rights abusing prison in the world. And I'm just supposed to accept this and not be angry? Man, you can suck my fucking dick. This is called having a fucking soul and being aware of what's going on fucking around you. That's why they hate the word woke. Because woke just means being aware of what's happening in your fucking world. Of course they want you asleep. They want you as a fucking animal, reacting to stimuli. Not thinking critically about things. That's hard, remember? Americans don't like hard shit. You like the easy way out. That's the deal the Trump administration signed with Bukele. The U.S. has sent people to El Salvador, Costa Rica, Panama, and elsewhere, even when they are not citizens of those countries. Illegal. But under international agreements, people cannot be sent to countries where they are likely to be persecuted and or tortured. Why does the Trump administration want to send people to El Salvador? Because he's the fucking devil. He's the literal fucking Antichrist. That's why. Bukele calls himself the world's coolest dictator. What a sick bastard. And has cracked down on human rights during his administration. He's also turned El Salvador from one of the world's most violent countries into a fairly safe one. How did he do that? At what cost? You know the old quote, those who sacrifice security for safety for security deserve neither. Fucking liberty for security deserve neither. Trump has embraced that example, including during the Oval Office visit money. Yes, I might be misspeaking or stuttering or something more. I haven't been sleeping great since I found out what the fuck is going on in my country in terms of due process. I haven't been fucking sleeping great. So actually give a shit, unlike most of you dogs. I would never let up on you fucking Americans. You fucking disappoint me. Sending immigrants from countries like El Salvador, Venezuela to El Salvador, sends a message to would-be migrants elsewhere about the risk of trying to make it to or stay in the United States. There's a second benefit to the administration. People sent to El Salvador outside the jurisdiction of the United States courts. Judges, the administration argues, can't order someone sent to El Salvador to be released or shipped back to the U.S. because the U.S. government no longer has control of them. Bullshit. We have jurisdiction anywhere in the fucking world. Man, miss me with that shit. It's a potential legal loophole that led Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor to issue a grim warning in her opinion in a 9-0 Supreme Court ruling that the administration could not fly alleged Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador with no court hearing, even after Trump invoked the 18th century law that last used during World War II to claim wartime powers. That's that Alien Enemies Act that FDR used to do the Japanese internment camps. The implication of the government's position is that not only non-citizens, but also United States citizens could be taken off the streets, forced on the planes, and confined to foreign prisons with no opportunity for redress. Yeah, how you like that, you dumb American dogs? That sound good to you? You think it can't affect you? You think that can't touch you? Well, you are a fucking fool. We already knew that about you American idiots. You were fools. The song American Idiot exists for a reason by Green Day. And it's still evergreen for a fucking reason. Talk about Bush, and it's the same shit now. Nothing's changed. You got people who've gotten dumber and more evil. She was writing to dissent from the majority, taking the case from the federal judge who had initially barred the administration from any deportations and had ordered planes en route to El Salvador turned around and ordered the administration apparently ignored. A second case highlights the risk of sending people to El Salvador. The administration admits it sent a Maryland man, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, erroneously to El Salvador. I made a commitment to myself. I will be bringing up that man's name and speaking out about him every single fucking day I make content on this channel until he's returned to the U.S. And even if he's not returned, I'm going to bring up his name every fucking day so people never forget it. A Salvadoran immigrant, Abrego Garcia, who has not been charged with a crime, had an order against deportation but was shipped to CICOT anyways. On Monday, Bukele and Trump scoffed at the idea of sending him back, even though the U.S. Supreme Court ordered the administration to facilitate his return. Like, they're just laughing at the Supreme Court now. What are you going to do, John Roberts, you bitch? Probably nothing. Just continue to posture and do political fucking mealy-mouthed language. Nothing like this has ever been contemplated in the U.S. history, but it seems unlikely. There are other legal barriers. Who's going to stop him? Is the Supreme Court going to say, oh, you got to turn the plane around? What if they fucking don't? Who's going to stop this asshole? There are other legal barriers besides the fact that you cannot deport U.S. citizens. The United States does have extradition treaties with several countries where it will send a citizen accused of a crime in that country to face trial there. That appears to be the only existing way a U.S. citizen can be forcibly removed, and that's obviously not happening. Like, I've never been to El Salvador. I'm not going to El Salvador. It used to be, I imagine, what was a nice country. I don't care how safe they say it is. I don't trust this bastard in fucking. Look at what he's doing with human beings. And so I'm glad I got the screen recorder. I can show this stuff now, not just talk about it. Look what he's doing to fucking human beings. I don't care if they're gang members. I don't give a shit about that at all. Being a gang member is a result of like a socioeconomic condition, poverty. I don't give a fuck about them being gang members. That just means they grew up poor. Rich people don't become gang members. So suck my fucking cock. You dumb, uneducated American dogs. It is illegal to expatriate U.S. citizens for a crime, wrote Lauren Brooke Eisen of the Brennan Center for Social Justice in New York. She noted that even if the administration tries to transfer federal prisoners there, arguing they are already incarcerated, it would run afoul of the First Step Act that Trump himself championed and signed in 2018. What a fucking joke. The provision requires that the government try to house federal inmates as close to their homes as possible so their families can visit them. I didn't even know the First Step Act did that. That like Trump was a horrible person in his first term. He wasn't the fucking devil. And indeed, transfer anyone housed farther than 500 miles from their home to a closer facility. That's crazy. And now he's doing this. Wow. There's one potential loophole that the administration could use to send a small group of citizens to El Salvador. They can try to strip the citizenship of people who earned it after immigrating to the United States. People, that's just sick. They promise to denaturalize people. And a lot of immigrants aren't voted for in many ways. People who are made U.S. citizens after birth can lose that status for a handful of offenses like funding terrorist organizations or lying on naturalization forms. They would then revert to green card holders and could potentially be eligible for deportation if convicted of other serious crimes. That's small but real pool of people. Wouldn't want to be one of those people right now. They're probably going to do that to you. They've already stripped temporary protected status from hundreds of thousands of people. Yes, they didn't do it to the Ukrainians, or maybe their deadline hasn't come up yet. I hope they don't do it to them. I don't want them to do it to anybody. I don't want any immigrants to be deported. Unless you're like just a like actual violent criminal. Other than that, nobody should be deported in my mind. I don't believe in that shit. That's a small but real pool of people. Perhaps the most significant thing about it is that it will require loss of citizenship first. In other words, there's still likely no legal way to force a citizen out of the country. But if you could end up in legal jeopardy anyway. So there you go. I have nothing left to say. I said my piece in this video about Donnie Dumbass, about Bukele, and about Americans who support him or them. You're nothing to me. You're honestly less than nothing. You surrendered your I don't even know what you call this. Your Americanness. I don't know what the fuck you are. You don't believe in our Constitution. You don't believe in our Bill of Rights. You don't believe in anything. You work for Satan now. You're Donnie Dumbass's puppet, and I feel sorry for you, honestly. Because you probably have nothing in life. You're probably dirt poor, living in poverty, which you laugh at these guys for joining a gang. What have you done? You've joined a gang called MAGA. You've joined a cult. That's worse than a gang. You stupid pieces of shit. You're doing exactly what they're doing for the exact same reasons. Ironic, huh? See ya.